Happy Ear Day. Can we have one of those, Samantha, Shannon? Can we make it Ear Day? Also, I feel like such a professional reviewer when I do this. It's just like, look at this, look at my friends. There's so much murder. Like, not a little bit of murder, like a lot of murder. And hey, hello team, my name is Monique. It's another day in the cauldron. Happy belated International Women's Day. Let's talk about Assassins. As I have already tried to video this once, this may sound a little bit rehearsed. It might not, because I can't remember what I wrote down 5 minutes ago. But last week it was International Women's Day, which is when we celebrate women who are strong and fierce and any kind of women. But I especially want to put a focus on my happy little murder babies. So we're going to talk about Assassins today and some of my absolute favorite characters. That's what we're going to do. Yay! Let's do that. This video is basically just an excuse for me to be able to talk about Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. If you didn't know, Samantha Shannon also wrote the Bone Season series, which fourth book has just gotten its title, which is The Mask Falling, which is very exciting. But what we're going to talk about today is Iad, who is such a strong, fierce female character. Basically, the Priory of the Orange Tree is a little bit hard to explain, but it is about a massive, absolutely stunning fantasy world that is split in two, and where dragons are real, but there are two kinds of dragons, like the good kind, which are like watery dragons, who are like based around water, and then like the evil kind who are called like worms, who come from below, who breathe fire. And it's all about like balance. And then we follow, I think, 5 different perspectives, including like a lord and an assassin and a queen and a scientist, and it's all just, look at this fat little beautiful baby. Like, honestly, like, what more in the world do you want? And I adore this book. I read again. It's so good, and Iad is kick-ass and beautiful, and there is a little queer romance in here, and it's literally like, it gives me life every time I think about it. It's so good. Next up, we can't talk about murder without talking about Mia Corvair. I know this is the 3rd book in the series. The 1st book is called Nevernight, but I adore this cover and I want to talk about it with this book in my hand. I feel like such a professional reviewer when I do this. It's just like, look at this, look at my book, see? Yeah, I went a little bit. Mia Corvair is to murder what maestros is to music, which is one of my favorite weird little quotes. This series is so weird and so great. Jay Kristoff does something to me that I did not expect. And when I finally read this book, I was just like, some people didn't like the ending. I fucking loved the ending. There's female romance. There's a lot of friends. There's so much murder. Like, not a little bit of murder, like a lot of murder. And basically we follow Mia Corvair as she leaves her hometown, Godsgrave hometown, to go to assassin school. And we get a whole lot of stuff along the way. And basically she's going there to revenge her family, and it's fucking great. And there's so much swearing and smoking and sex. And this book is just, this series, I love this series, and I know I'm late to the party. I can still be excited. 3rd on the list of beautiful murder babies, we have Nona Grey, who is a beautiful little weird monster girl, and I will die for her. We meet Nona Grey in the Book of the Ancestor, which starts with Red Sister by Mark Lawrence. It is a weird, dystopian, sci-fi world where the world building is intense. You don't really know what's going on, but you follow Nona Grey from she is 7 or 8, I believe, when she is sold into a monastery. Was it a nunnery? She's sold to the church and she gets turned into a killer nun. And there are so many strong female characters in this book, and they are all beautiful. Apple. Yes, Kettle. That's going to sound like I'm literally just reading out from like a grocery list, but I'm not. This book is so good and so underrated, and you should read it. And if I can't tell you that you should, then Pierre Ford can, because there's peer pressure and you should listen to it. We got a book that I have yet heard anyone mention on BookTube. I've like briefly heard it whispered across Bookstagram, but this series, it is Graceling by Kristen Cashore. And this book, there's 3 books in this series. They're all like companion novels. They follow different main characters. But this first book follows Katza, who has what they in this fantasy land called a grace, which is basically a skill. And it means that one of your eyes are a different color, and a grace can be anything from baking to seeing the future to knowing like about plants. But Katza has a grace for, you should guess it, killing. But there is so much more to this book. Basically, she is in a sort of slavery to her uncle, who rules one land, and he sends her out to do his bidding, and she basically saves someone sort of secretly, and then all hell breaks loose when she meets this prince from another land, and it just runs from there. And this book and this series is just so good. I've had this book for so many years, and it's so green and beautiful, and I must reread. And my favorite, actually, Graceling isn't my favorite in the series, Fire is, and Fire is just, I will dedicate a video to Fire. It's gonna happen. Last but not least, this is a double whammy. This is Assassin's Blade, which is a set of short stories, a prequel to Sarah J. Maas's Throne of Glass. Her new book is right there. I did a video vlog on it. You can watch it if you want. But we're going to talk about Throne of Glass. Selena has a beautiful, weird little spot in my heart. Throne of follows Selena, who has been stuck in this slavery pit for a couple of years, and then she gets brought out. That sounded very casual. Just a couple of years, and in a slave pit. She gets brought out by the crown prince and his bodyguard to enter this assassin competition to become the king's assassin. And this world is so big. There are 8 books, 8 books. I think this might be like as an 8. This is a prequel thing, and I have a lot of feelings about this book. And I suggest that you don't read this after like 5 books in, so right before Tower of Dawn. Wait with the short stories. You will have many more feelings. But I love this book. It took so many twists and turns. It's very classic Sarah J. Maas, whom I adore, and yes. And also this series has my favorite witch, Madam Blackbeak, who you all know about till the 3rd book, but oh my god, is she the queen of my heart? And she just takes zero shit. She does what she wants. She murders whoever. She's just, fucking love her. And Abraxas. My god. If you enjoy female assassins, and who don't, like, I'll be honest, I can take a male assassin too. They usually have some chaotic vibes, and I fucking love them for that. But just generally, I'm just like, happy International Women's Day. Write more fighty, sword-wielding, feisty, take-no-shit females, because it brings me intense joy, and I will read them forever. Please get these books because I love them so much. This was in one take. I'm genuinely surprised. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. My name is Monique. This is Bookwitch Reviews. I will continue to talk about books on Tuesdays and Thursdays, occasionally Sunday. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because it just brings me so much joy. Let me know down below if you have any favorite female assassin-y characters that you'd like me to know about, because I will absolutely pick that up. And then I will see you all very soon. I love you. Goodbye. Also, what the fuck is this hair, Monique? What is happening today? The makeup is on point, but the hair looks like someone poured water over your head and just went, yeah, I'll do. Which is basically what I do when I get up in the morning.